Lighthouse Opera. I'm John Banks, founder and general manager. We thank you for joining us. This is our 8th season. We are excited to still be here, and we look forward to tonight's performance. As you see on your program, this is with support of the New York City Cultural Affairs and your support as donors and patrons. And we hope you continue to join us in our mission to shine a light on talented, diverse, classically trained singers in the Bronx and beyond. Without further ado, the Impresario.
Mr. Scruples, the contract has been signed naming you Impresario and General Manager of the Court Theater for the coming season.
I don't believe it. Anyway, it's too late. I have made up my mind to retire to the country and farm.
But Mr. Scruples, I thought you would be so happy.
Happy? My application has been subjected to such endless delays that my cash, my credit, my enthusiasm, and my patience are exhausted. I am sick and tired of all the intrigues and jealousies that plague an impresario. I repeat, I am turning farmer.
Don't I know how you feel? I too have known frustration. And if you will only let me sing a few well-chosen roles, I will gladly shoulder all your burdens.
My dear Bluff, you're a good fellow, but we have been through all of this before. If I were to allow you to sing, the public would butcher us both. Besides, I have in mind a season of classical drama, which, God be praised, requires no singers.
But, Mr. Scruples, the Minister of Education has decreed that the season must be entirely devoted to opera.
Opera? A ridiculous Italian disease that won't last.
How can you say such a thing, Mr. Scruples?
Opera involves too much extravagant expense.
Mr. Scruples, that may have been true 30 years ago. But today, opera can be produced quite economically.
What about all the singers which opera requires?
The up-to-date impresario only engages three kinds. The falling star, whose fees have shrunk with her range. The public will accept anything from a famous name.
That is one kind.
Then some beginners whose obvious shortcomings will be to your credit, since you will be giving the native talent a patriotic chance. You pay them nothing.
I suppose the third group pays me.
Naturally. These are the ones more blessed with the goods of this world than with talent or voice.
So then, the low fees of your fallen stars will be paid by the rich amateurs. These singers will cost me nothing.
On the contrary, Mr. Scruples, they should bring you in a handsome profit.
My dear Bluff, what kind of operas could one mount with singers recruited by such distasteful, not to say dishonest means?
The very best. Those authentic masterpieces which require more acting of the singer than singing.
What about the costumes, the scenery, the lighting, the mob scenes?
Nothing simpler. Announce that you are going to modernize opera to achieve a sense of intimate communication. You eliminate mob scenes.
A splendid way to shorten a lengthy work.
Highlight the hidden meanings and the introspective conflicts. We'll dispense with scenery and play everything before a medium-sized photorealistic drop.
That eliminates the designer and the painters.
And most of the stagehands. To promote the utmost realism, we play in modern dress, no costumes.
Hey, and no orchestra.
And to intensify the atmospheric moods, we will use very little light. This is very desirable for most singers, and we'll save a pretty penny each week in wax candles. What do you say to these ideas, Mr. Scruples?
I say that they are deeply repugnant to everything I have always believed in and fought for in the theater. Decidedly, I prefer to be a farmer than to become a party to such an utter degradation of good taste.
But Mr. Scruples, good taste is just an expression forever on the lips of those who cannot bring themselves to chew or swallow.
Are you seriously suggesting that I should stoop to buying success?
Is there a surer way? Oh, Mr. Scruples, if you had seen what my father had to go through to make his restaurant pay, you would understand that you can only afford to list foie gras and truffles on your bill of fare if your kitchen is turning out sausages and sauerkraut.
My poor Bluff. You yourself don't believe half of what you say. If you really were the rascal you sound like, I would urge you to forget your singing, which you should do anyway, and take over my position, though not my name.
Well, thank you, Mr. Scruples. But I am really an artist at heart and feel that I could serve you best on the stage. You don't agree? I see that you don't.
Cheer up, Bluff, since it doesn't matter in the slightest what either of us think. We have not even enough credit left to print the tickets, let alone undertake a season.
I know things seem very dark right now, Mr. Scruples. But the potential dawn is just outside. Mr. Angel has been waiting to see you for the past quarter of an hour.
Mr. Angel, the Viennese banker, that stage-struck haunter of soprano dressing rooms. What does he want?
I can guess. He was at the ministry when your license was issued and came over to see you at once. I'll show him in. But Mr. Scruples, please don't be too hasty.
My dear director, Salzburg is indeed fortunate in his choice of an impresario. I rather envy you, you know.
I don't see why you should, but thank you.
Because it happens that I need your help. And if I were you, I could simply help myself.
But, what can I do for you?
Quite a lot, Mr. Scruples, quite a lot. Between men of the world and of business, such as ourselves, preliminaries are a waste of time. So I'll come to the point.
No, Mr. Scruples, Mr. Angel is coming to the point.
Thank you, Bluff. Pray do, Mr. Angel.
You may be aware that I have maintained a close relationship with one of the lyric stage's brightest ornaments, Madame Goldentrill.
The Madame Goldentrill? Such singers are not heard of anymore. Truly magnificent. I remember her debut in Budapest 30 years ago. She recently retired, I believe.
Yes, and no if you take my meaning. Confidentially, I had hoped that the amenities which I've been privileged to provide would help her forget the stage. But Madame apparently misses the excitement and is determined to give a whole series of farewell performances.
I see. And she would like to appear with this company?
Mr. Scruples, it is a pleasure to converse with such a perceptive man. You should have been in business. To be candid, my life with Madame would not be worth living unless you engage her. It would be worth a great deal to me, I can assure you.
Yes, well, the truth is that, problems of repertoire.
What Mr. Scruples means, Mr. Angel, is that the repertoire in which Madame Goldentrill would naturally wish to appear is beyond the resources of our company.
But I said it would be worth a great deal to me. $10,000 to be precise. Of course, Mr. Scruples, Madame realizes that it must be some time since you've last heard her, and malicious tongues are never idle. So she is prepared to audition for you and is, in fact, waiting in her carriage. I shall go and fetch her.
I am afraid that now,
What Mr. Scruples means, Mr. Angel, is that this room is hardly suitable acoustically for an artist of Madame Goldentrill's exceptional vocal power. However, if Madame will overlook this inconvenience, Mr. Scruples will be happy to hear her and renew a precious friendship.
Are you insane? Never in my life have I accepted money from a singer. And I don't propose to start now.
Please do not be angry, Mr. Scruples. I only want you to have your season for which you have worked so hard. $10,000 is a fortune which will permit you to redeem Madame Goldentrill's performances, which will sell out with artistic productions of obscure masterpieces which no one wants to hear.
But my principles! My ideals. Oh, my reputation. Let me go to my farm before she arrives.
You will only collide with her on the stairs. No, Mr. Scruples. It is the purpose to which money is put, not its source, which is important. Our church is not built with the offerings of sinners.
Perhaps, but not all sinners are singers.
Naughty, naughty, naughty boy. I know you've been in Salzburg at least 6 months and you never came to call.
Forgive me, my dear lady, but the...
My dear, you must not hold it against our good friend Scruples, who has been incredibly busy arranging all the conflicting details of a brilliant season.
What Mr. Scruples means, madame, is that he has been on the point of paying you a visit at least 100 times. Why, only yesterday he was wondering whether it might not be possible to induce you to lend luster to our season.
I'm sure he was. We've always been such friends. And who are you, may I ask?
Permit me to present my assistant and colleague, Mr. Blunt, madam.
Your assistant and colleague. How nice. Such an intelligent expression.
Oh, thank you, madame. May I have your autograph?
But of course. There. Now, my dear director, I will sing for you. I want you to hear how my voice is developed in the upper register without losing one of those dark, lustrous, pear-shaped tones for which my Lord Range is so famous.
I could not dream of asking an artist of your reputation to audition, madam.
Nonsense! Are we not all professionals? I insist. Just make yourselves comfortable, and I promise you will be amazed. My twist and show my ceaseless flow. Towards once found my deep affection, in spite of all that fate has done, shall always be as one. We walk and grieve for school dejection, distress
As usual, you were unapproachable, my dear.
What a voice! What a musician! What art!
Why, Mr. Bluff, how nice! I can see that you are a connoisseur. Oh, now, my dear director, you've heard what I can do. As my contribution to your success in Salzburg, I am prepared to accept all the dramatic leads and be content with a mere pittance. $500 per performance.
$500! Madam, my circumstances do not...
Mr. Circles, please. It's Mr. Angel's money.
I wouldn't pay $500! Not even for the great castrato Farinelli!
What Mr. Scruples means, Madame, is that he can hardly bear to think of money in connection with such art as yours.
My dear director, the delicacy of your sentiments more than makes up for the modesty of your offer. I shall be happy to appear as prima donna assoluta of your distinguished company. You are a shrewd bargainer.
Yes, yes, of course. Now, my dear, if you will just wait for me in your carriage, I shall quickly draw up the contract with Mr. Scruples, and then perhaps he and Mr. Bluff will join us for a little celebration.
Indeed. Madame, artists should not be bothered with dull business details.
But what is there to discuss? Or celebrate?
Mr. Scruples, these gentlemen are quite right. I find business discussions to be too sordid for words. I hope you won't be too long. So I shall just say, au revoir.
My dear Scruples, what a difference this is going to make in my life.
And in mine.
You have been so helpful and understanding that I am emboldened to ask another favor.
Mr. Scruples is only too anxious to be of service, Mr. Angel. You must speak quite freely. Do.
Thank you. I shall. It so happens, and I can't for the life of me imagine how it came about, that I have a protege, a very young lady who has not yet appeared on the stage, but possesses the most remarkable aptitudes.
Do I understand you correctly, Mr. Angel? You mean to say that you are associating with two singers at once?
Mr. Scruples, Mr. Angel is a true patron of the arts.
Let me put it this way. I am as fascinated by Madame Goldentrill's past as I am by Miss Silverpill's future.
And they both appear to have a distinct bearing on my immediate present.
Mr. Scruples, you are the very soul of tactful wit. And now that you've strengthened my position with Madame Goldentrill, you would make very happy to do the same with Miss Silverpeel.
Why don't you just build a theater of your own?
What Mr. Scruples means, Mr. Angel, is that expenses have a way of leaping right over the moon when an impresario has to make provisions for two stars in the same company.
Mr. Bluff, just what is your function in this company? You sound to me like the prompter! You must allow me my little joke. Of course, you are quite right. The same holds true in my relations with the two ladies. I understand this so exactly that I'm willing to advance a further $15,000.
Advance, Mr. Angel?
I mean donate. What could I have been thinking of?
Do I understand you correctly, Mr. Angel? You are willing to pay $25,000 for the engagement of these two ladies?
Precisely, my dear Scruples. And you can keep any profits. Mine will come from cheating my heirs and the tax collectors.
But surely there must be other conditions attached to such a princely offer.
My dear fellow, you have me all wrong. I only want to help. I believe the people are entitled to opera, and it is up to persons like myself to see that they get it.
There! You see, Mr. Scruples?
Of course, I should expect a modest voice in the general policy of the theater.
There, you see, Mr. Bluff?
I've always wanted to be an impresario, and you'll see I have splendid ideas about repertory, opera in the vernacular, staging, casting, conducting, merchandising, ticket sales, and cultural showmanship.
I would never have suspected it, Mr. Angel.
The business basis is my specialty. We financiers know a good deal about such things, believe me. It is true that I have no time to bother with art or music, but I understand merchandising and what the people want.
In that case, you obviously know much more than I do.
I wouldn't say that. But to get back to Miss Silverpeel, she is waiting downstairs in her carriage, and I would like to bring her up so you can judge for yourself whether I have an eye for talent.
Do you mean to say that she is sitting with Madame Goldentrill? Congratulations! You are either a Mormon or else a born skilled multitasking impresario who could certainly give us all lessons.
Don't be silly, my dear chap. Each lady has her own carriage and her own everything else besides. Now you see why I was so quick to grasp the point of the double expense. I'll be right back.
Mr. Scruples, you must admit, our prospects look considerably brighter. An hour ago, we had no money at all. And now, we not only have $25,000, but plenty more where that came from.
True, but it only makes my farm seem more and more attractive. This whole enterprise is looking less and less like an opera company, and more like a whore.
No, now, Mr. Scruples, don't say it.
I suppose with all these dollar bills flying about, you will want to raise. Not that I blame you.
Oh, as your right-hand man, I could do very well for myself indeed. There are so many sources of revenue which are readily available to a man in my position. However, they are not perhaps entirely ethical, and I would be reluctant to take advantage of them, particularly if you could see your way clear to augmenting my income by assigning me some suitable roles at modest fees.
My poor bluff. That would be the greatest fraud of all. What a pair we are. You haven't the nerve to carry out your bluffs, and I seem to have lost the courage of my scruples.
Gentlemen, here is Miss Silverpeel, and let me assure you that her voice matches her form. Can I say more?
If I may say so, gentlemen, Mr. Angel does not exaggerate, as you can plainly see, and as you shall clearly hear.
What presence, what temperament, what looks.
And what refreshing modesty!
Mr. Bluff, I will thank you to confine your enthusiasm to those details which fall within your proper professional province.
I meant no offense, Mr. Angel. I was carried away.
I confess, Mr. Angel, I was most favorably impressed. Miss Silverpeel, In spite of your lack of previous experience, I am prepared to offer you a contract. I will assign you smaller roles to begin with, and will pay you $250 a performance.
$250 a performance. I've never been so insulted. Those are kitchen maids' wages.
My compliments, Mr. Angel. Your kitchens must be sumptuous.
I know my worth, and I refuse to be cheated by unscrupulous impresarios. If you want me in your company, you will have to give me all the comedy leads and $1,500 per performance, and a backstage mate.
And in that case, let me
What,
shut you up.
Mr. Scruples, Meek? Good heavens, now I'm doing it too. I mean to say, my love, that though it's most unusual, I will try to persuade our good friend Scruples to give you all the comedy leads this season $1,500 a performance, and I'll provide the maid.
So, you'll provide the maid. Charming. That's why I was to wait downstairs while you arranged for this little horrible creature to get more than was offered to me.
Madame, pray compose yourself. It's really quite simple.
Yes, my dear, I can explain everything. I was just settling the contracts with Mr. Scruples when this young lady appeared to audition for soubrette parts. As he values my judgment, Mr. Scruples begged me to stay and give him my opinion. That's all there was to it. Isn't that right, my dear Scruples?
Mr. Angel, do you happen to know whether music can stimulate chickens to lay more eggs?
Really, my dear fellow? What are you talking about?
The most progressive farmers seem to agree that music has a most favorable effect on a cow's production of milk. I was wondering whether the same might not be true of chickens. Eggs, not milk, of course.
Speaking about chickens, you still haven't explained about the $1,500 per performance. I'm waiting.
It's perfectly obvious. I only backed up this young lady's demand so I could then have your fee raised in proportion.
Mr. Scruples, I always understood you knew your business. But do I have to point out to you that this amateur has no experience, no technique, and no method?
My method's flexibility explains my versatility.
A leading role requires some soul and breath control. I've had the very best instruction
Although aroused to indignation, artists strive for moderation to these needs, and no discussions beneficial needs, vituperations inefficient, I'll admit you're both proficient.
I'll have you note the artificial with which my lips are jaded. I have no fear of contradiction.
Pray calm yourself, ignore her courses, you're so susceptible to hoarseness. Behold the looks finesse, yet must be heard. Pray calm yourself, ignore her courses, you're so susceptible to hoarseness. I wish you had care of prediction when she's correct with her affliction. He's all stern, he'll know he's heard. Once you walk in and see my friend, he's all stern, he'll know he's heard. please, her face and voice both plainly show she's finished, but she does not know it.
I am the portrait start, so try rising and restarting this night. I so
Please, the poor old thing is all unstrung, for you're too fresh, too slim, too young. When artists stoop to rude dissension, they harm the art they should protect.
I quite agree with you, Consider. I might expect because I should take
When artists stoop to rude dissension or condescension,
But granting your consent, justify
omitting things they should not such conduct is most incorrect. I know the best intention can often have the worst effect. When artists follow dissension, they harm the art they should protect and should not be allowed to go unchecked.
How grant your durability, reliability, you're out of fashion. I give them passion. Action, action. Don't cheer me. I would advise you not to come.
Please, please, piano, 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 piano,
Proving your fertility to replayability.
Montando, parlando, diminuendo, decrescendo, pianissimo, pianissimo, pianissimo. Well, my dear Mr. Scruples, what do you say to my handling of that discussion?
To be frank, Mr. Angel, I paid very little attention. The truth is that the entire squabble filled me with an overwhelming nostalgia for my peaceful barnyard.
Well, settled who is the prima donna of this company. Did you hear my staccato F? My sustained high E flat?
Flat? Yeah. High E? Never. I don't know who you are or what you're doing here, but I am the lead comedian of this company, and I am being paid no less than $1,500 per performance.
Well, let me tell you that I am the leading tragedian dramatic artist of this company, and I'm being paid more than you, whatever it is, and whoever you are. I am the Madame Golden Trail!
Never heard of her. Obviously before my time.
Ladies. Why not settle this little argument on a business basis? Why not give both ladies $1,500 a show, give them both star billing, and agree to print their names in larger type than all the composers and all the authors combined?
Larger than the conductors and all the tragic leads.
Larger than the directors and all the comic leads.
That settles it. All we need to do now is sign the contract. What do you say to my methods, my dear director?
I must confess that they get a certain type of result. But before we sign any contracts, I wish to make an announcement. I am doing what I have dreamed of doing for years. I am resigning my position as Impresario of this or of any other company.
You're joking!
Not at all. I am retiring to my farm in the country, where I shall produce nothing but a series of tranquil pastorals.
No!
You would desert us? Leave us in the lurch?
Really?
By no means. I hereby appoint my trusted colleague of many years, Mr. Bluff, as my successor.
Oh, Mr. Scruples, I am deeply grateful for your confidence. But all this has convinced me that I will be happier on the stage than I could ever be on the administrative offices, at least until I retire as a singer.
I was afraid of that.
So, my first act as impresario is to engage myself as the leading buffo baritono for the new season. My last act is to appoint Mr. Angel as the next impresario, effective immediately.
I knew my confidence in you was not mistaken. Bravo!
Of course, this takes me quite by surprise. But to a businessman, opera provides no real problems. Once I have the company running on a business basis, I should be able to run it easily in my spare time.
Mr. Scruples, we will miss your broad experience.
Miss Silverpeel, you are the best proof that experience is superfluous.
But what will happen to art and music when men like you are gone? Opera needs you, Mr. Scruples.
Do not worry about art or music, madam. They have survived for centuries, generally in spite of, not because of individuals. Opera will again, as in the past, have good and bad impresarios. But quacks cannot destroy religion, any more than false prophets can discredit religion. Opera, madam, occasionally loses skirmishes, but it invariably wins the battle for survival. And so, my friends, I bid you all a very good day, and I wish you the success you so richly deserve.
My dear colleagues, we will strive to maintain those high standards to which my distinguished though not immediate, predecessor dedicated his life. Hear, hear. However, from this moment on, I should not tolerate any intolerances against the most businesslike discipline. No one took Mr. Scruple's repeated threats of retirement seriously, but let me point out, should I retire, my backing will accompany me, and where will you be then?
Mr. General Manager, sir! Permit me to be the first to assure you of my wholehearted cooperation. I shall be content with whatever roles you assign to me, and I feel confident you will find my managerial advice invaluable.
Mr. Angel, I agree with Mr. Glove. I am quite prepared to undertake such lesser parts as my inexperience may dictate. With full salary and top billing, of course.
I assume no one would dream of asking me to sing any minor roles. However, I am perfectly willing to limit myself to just 2 farewell appearances this year. Naturally, with $1,000 per performance and star status for the whole season.
It is truly inspiring how putting art on a business basis harmonizes the most discordant conflicts.
Let us toast the indispensable man, the impresario, whoever he may be.
Past,
Present.
And future.
The Impresario.
Complete submission.
that like mine your methods sound. Bluff is a name destined to fail, and great acclaim my life will be one long ovation. You'll never see this bluffing. That was diatribe, scarcely puffing. My notes make plain, though all too few, to persons of good taste like you, that I'll teach them a thing or two. Not well knows that my ambition is an artist very far, but conceit is an admission of defects and discrimination. It will finish so many fall, makes the greatest artist small, for we're well in every hall, when the artist heed the call, all for one for all.
And we'd like to acknowledge some of the board members, Lighthouse Opera, Matthew Mueller is here, right here. And at the board, we have Lucy Boyer, our treasurer, and our board is very much supportive of what we do and what we have been doing for the last 8 years. Please tell a friend, if you'd like to give a donation, we have an extra $1 or $1,000. As you know, being an impresario is hard.